about the Messi thing?
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
I'm falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the hands are back. Well, actually, Chris is running late, and if he's running late, you know traffic must be bad because Chris drives like a maniac. But anyway, welcome to episode number 174 of the Battle Here on the podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me will probably be KBD in a few minutes. But I waited 15 minutes. Don't want to keep you guys waiting. So we're on, and we got another 3 points. It's a beautiful thing. We got 3 points. We scored 4 goals, 3 for us, 1 for them. And most of us predicted 3-1. I'm not sure why we all said 3-1, but we predicted 3-1. Most of us, we got it right. And all is good in the world. We're back to our winning ways. Tata keeps winning. I don't know how many people are going to say Tata out during today's episode, but I'm happy with the result. I think most people are happy. And we move on. So before I keep going, a couple people here chiming in. I wanted to say what's up to Stancy. Leonel Monaco says hi. I also, real quick, I met somebody today briefly that said, yes, Messi Magic. I thought that still sucks. All right. I met somebody briefly during halftime when I was trying to get through that madness that is the halftime hustle to get to the Bustelo stand. And I met them briefly. So I want to shout out to that person. They were wearing an Argentina jersey. I didn't get their name because I was hauling ass to my wife because she was waiting for me at the Bustelo stuff. So I briefly said what's up, but I felt bad because I really gave you half attention as I was trying to hurry up to get to my wife. So I apologize for kind of being quick with you, but I do appreciate you stopping me to say that you like the show. So shout out to that person. And I didn't get your name, but it was nice meeting you regardless. And for those of you, Joe Kerr is here. Battered merch over IMCF merch. Appreciate that. I am wearing Battered Fans merch here. This is the Johnny Cash / Messi FU to Nashville t-shirt that you can find on batteredfans.com. So make sure you check that out also. And we beat our rivals, and it's so much funner when they're good, but they suck right now. And I know my voice is kind of hoarse right now because I was yelling quite a bit, especially at Panico. He wasn't having a very good game. So we were having some fun over there with Panico in the first half. And it was just all in all really good. And yes, I'm sure a lot of people could tell that I was yelling a lot. And I really wish we could get on to record these post games a little sooner for the home games. But, we go to the games. We have a good time. So, unfortunately, we have to wait a while, especially since we live so far from the stadium. I live about an hour. Chris lives a little further than I do, so he's like an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes. So we get on here as quickly as possible. So we appreciate everybody that's joining us right now, and they waited it out, and let's get going. So the game started out, and they did the thing that they did last time where they didn't – I think that the graphics of the formations, that's a thing of the past. They were nice enough to do it for a while, but they are no longer doing it, and they're just giving us the straight list now, which is fine because you can more or less tell what it was. And this is what they gave us online. It was just a list of the starters. We had Calendar, Busquets, Aviles, Suarez, Messi, Gomez, Freire, Gresso, Negri, Ruiz, and Wegan. I was surprised to see Ruiz. I thought Kremaki might start getting some of those minutes. We saw Kremaki come on a lot later than I thought he would. We even saw Yannick Bright get on the pitch before we saw Kremaki, which I thought was a little weird. But and shout out to Tony from Australia. I see you out there. There was actually some people, I don't know if they were from Australia, but they were holding up Australian flags. So I don't know if they made the trip from Australia. I know one of the kids was holding up a sign. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I guess that whole formation thing is a thing of the past, but I feel like they were playing a 4-3-3. When I'm at the stadium, it's a little harder to tell. But for me, it looked like it was a 4-3-3 with Gresso on the right mid, Ruiz on the left mid, Busquets playing the center midfield, and then up top, it was a Gomez left wing, Messi right wing and Suarez as the striker. That's what it looked like to me during the first half, at least. You guys in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. And I mean, whenever we play a 4-3-3, to me, it feels like, I mean, we're going to do well. I mean, I can't think of many games where we played a 4-3-3 and we didn't perform well. I felt like that's usually our best formation, and I think everybody was playing great. I'm kind of curious, since Chris isn't here, to ask the chat what they felt when we gave up that first own goal in that, what was the first minute and a half, because I wasn't worried. Obviously, really early in the game, I didn't expect Nashville to have much offense, but it does suck, especially when it was Negri, because everybody was like, well, Jordi Alba isn't playing, but at least we have Negri. Jordi Alba isn't playing, but at least we have Negri. And then Negri gets up that own goal. And I was like, man, I really hope that doesn't get to his head. But he's a professional. He got things together. The team got things together. And outside of that, I mean, I felt like, yeah, the first 20 minutes, I think Nashville really came out with a purpose. Nashville isn't a pressing team. They won't press much, right? Historically, they like to play that low block. This season, they play more of a mid block, which they did a lot, towards the middle of the game. But those first 20 minutes, they were just pressing. Like, that is the way to beat Inter Miami, is to press, to force us into mistakes. And it got to the point where I was listening to Inter Miami show with Brenton and Mike, and they were talking about how last week they felt like Busquets was playing as a third center back. And I had a conversation with them. I didn't think he was necessarily a third center back, but he does assist a lot back there, especially in games like today. They were having a hard time beating that press, and then you saw Busquets drop back to help with the distribution. It felt like they were pressing everyone in the back line except for Busquets. When Busquets got the ball at his feet, they didn't really press him, and they kind of just pressed everybody else around him. They kind of, I guess, respect Busquets or whatnot. But I did see Busquets helping out a lot, because those first 20 minutes were a little rough. But I did see Busquets back there assisting with that. And then Florida Man says, nice hat, Daniel. Yes, I actually bought it today at the team store. I saw it. And I'm not I don't visit the team store very much, because those lines to get into the team store are absolutely ridiculous. But coincidentally today, I went in through gate 3, and there was no line. I just walked straight into the store. So I don't usually go into the store, but I did. And for those asking where Chris is, he is somewhere in traffic, I guess. He should be on soon. He told me he's 5-10 minutes away, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting, so I decided to jump on. And he should be on here in a little bit. But yeah. So they scored that first goal. I thought that when you see Nashville pressing into Miami, you know that that's going to be just what happens from here on out. Because Nashville, that's not Nashville's DNA. They do not do that. Gary Smith does not press high, but they were pressing high, and they're testing our back line, and it's going to keep happening. And I mean, it sucks, but we have to figure it out. We have to grow. It's growing pains, and they got to figure this out. Toto Aviles is probably the main culprit that struggles with the press, but I thought that he played a pretty decent game today. Chelo, I also thought had a pretty good game today. At one point, I thought Nashville scored the second goal, but Chelo went ahead and he cleared the ball right before he crossed the line. I thought Chelo had a good game. I think most players had pretty decent games. I mean, Gressel was invisible, as he usually is. But Tata loves Gressel, so you just kind of I've gotten used to it. I know that Gressel's going to play. I just hope that he has a good game. Sometimes he disappears, but I guess as long as he's not giving the ball up in the midfield, I mean, I'm okay with it. Saludos to Yamila. No me regalas una campera del. I don't know what a campera is. Yamila, no sé qué es una campera. But if you explain it to me, maybe I'll get you one. And again, Toto Aviles saved our behind. I agree. I thought Toto Aviles had a great game. Like I said, defensively, I think he does what he does well. He is a good defender. He's a good one-on-one defender. But when it comes to distributing the ball, that's where he lacks. And I didn't think he had any crazy turnovers today. I thought Toto had a good game. He's growing into his own. We have to be patient. I guess we can get into the obvious, because I know Chris likes to go through the rundown, but until he's here, I'll just go into the obvious. Two things stood out. And I'll start with the good, and then we'll get to the bad. The good. Messi is just amazing. Like I don't know how else to say it. That's the obvious good. When Messi's on the pitch, just magic happens. And yeah, mira, a jacket. Yeah, I don't no. Those are expensive. I'm sorry. Campera, somebody Stancy said it's a jersey. Yamila said it's a jacket. I don't know. Oh, look who's here. And for those that you have been asking, here he is, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I'm just going through the comments like as I was just kind of gathering myself. And Dennis, we got to talk about this, buddy. We got to talk about this. I know you said you wanted to fight me for saying that Negri was good. Negri is good.
Oh, well, if you want to get into Chris, the things that Chris says is good, Chris, before the game started, went to my wife and I, and he goes, "Oh, I'm really happy with this ref. This is a great ref. Okay, we're good." First of all, I don't even know how he knows that this is a good ref. I don't know any of the refs. If you know the refs, that's great for everybody listening. If you know the refs, that's awesome. I have no idea who any of these refs are, but Chris said he was good. And every time that I saw a shitty call, I would look over at Chris and really, this is a good ref.
Well, I remember him being a pretty good referee, one of the very few good referees. So, I mean, to me, if you're a pretty good referee, I'll take you any day of the week. It wasn't like the last guy. The last guy was really good. He's like a novella guy. So, and Kevin is here saying that Negri is good. Dennis hates everyone on the team.
Dennis does have everybody on his team. And now that he brought up Dennis, I guess because it's a two-man membership. It's a two-man team right here, Chris and Dennis. And you know where I'm going with this, Chris. Right before you got on, I said there was a good and a bad to this game. The good, the obvious, Messi. He's a fucking amazing. It's amazing watching him play. So great by Messi, always doing great things. Now the bad, Diego Gomez. I don't know how Dennis and Chris can both keep hating on Diego Gomez. He is the lungs, as Xavier says, the lungs of this team. He is a machine. And he went ahead and he took that ball from Panico, that pass. No.
I mean, yeah, he's good.
I didn't see, and it happened right in front of us. I didn't see what happened because when he got the interception from the Panico pass and then he crossed it, I followed the ball. And then we got a corner, and when I look back, he's there on the ground. Now, I don't know what happened to him exactly. But whatever it was, like we said, it was right in front of us. So we had a perfect view. He was in a lot of pain. It looked like he was holding his ankle. It looked like he was crying at one point. So, yeah, so whatever it was, it wasn't good.
So I posted up a picture of him getting hauled off in a little stretcher thing that they got going on. So we got Anton John saying gone to hospital for x-ray. And then Stancy and also Tony is mentioning that Panico stepped on his ankle. Dennis is already gone for the year. I mean, is that confirmed within the last hour or so?
Don't listen to Dennis. He wants him to be gone for a year for some reason.
I look, it was a great play that he made. I didn't just like how you said, I didn't see the end of his play. I just saw the cross and I followed the ball. But yeah, we see him on the floor. And look, one thing I do have to give credit for to Diego Gomez, he's like a Robert Taylor, where he's one of those guys, like if he's not really hurt, like he's not going to want out the game. He's not going to bitch up and be like, I'm dying or whatever. He gets right up typically if it's not one of these acting things. But like right there, you saw he was like legitimately about to cry. Or he was crying. He even took his jersey. He put it right over his face.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And I'm sorry to jump all over the place, Danny. I don't know what you covered in the first couple of minutes that I was gone.
I covered the starting lineup. And I covered the first goal, wondering how everybody felt. Outside of that, I didn't cover anything specific.
So Yedlin, look, Vic is saying I miss Yedlin already. I don't know about you, but this is
Cello did
probably
great.
the best. This is probably the best game I've seen Cello play. There was a play where we almost succeeded a goal. Cello went from being the last man down on the offensive side and then reached all the way back to our defensive end to block that ball from getting into the goal.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
Cello
yeah.
played fucking good.
I
And
agree.
did you bring up
Toto
and
also
I
had a
don't
good game.
I don't know, Dennis. You're starting to
Yedlin over Negri. Well, I mean, they don't play the same side. They don't play the same position. Yedlin's right-footed, Negri's left-footed. They play different sides of on the pitch.
you put up the starting lineup, right? You had it
Yeah,
up here.
yeah.
Okay, I think I see it here. So here it is. I wanted to see the subs because I didn't get a chance to see the subs, but I see it's Dos Santos, Allen, Sailor, Sunderland, Kermaki, Bright, Borgelin, and Alfonso. So we didn't even have Boatwright as a bench,
Option.
and yeah, as an
Well, what I
option.
thought was interesting is that Yannick Bright got on before Kremaki.
Well, I was listening to the post game press conference, and he had mentioned Tata had mentioned that he got 35 minutes last game. He wanted to bring him in, but because Bright is more of a holding center defender, a center midfielder, that he wanted to make that switch versus bringing in Kremaki. And then Kremaki was an easier fit to bring in on later in the game. Now, Alfonso, I think that he brought in because of the simple fact that it's like, well, Diego Gomez is out. I just need somebody to run gas the whole time.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I thought the substitutions were pretty good. I mean, one was made out of just the madness that was going on with the injury with Diego Gomez. And then as you and I saw, Gressel looked pissed as hell when he got off. I mean, you mentioned nobody likes to get taken out of the game, but I mean, he wasn't doing terrible either. So I thought that, and Stancy saying Alfonso got us a penalty. Alfonso was solid today. Marasovic is saying that. Listen, Alfonso is getting on a lot of people's good side.
I mean, that penalty was so weird in the stadium. It was weird, at least, because it said that it was under review, and then I'm waiting for them to tell us. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to tell us like what happened with the review. And next thing I know, everybody's celebrating a goal. Like, and they put up on a big screen penalty under review, and then everybody's celebrating. And I'm looking at the pitch like it was poorly communicated to the crowd. So if you were on the south side, it was very hard to know that the penalty was about to take place.
Well, and not only that, but I don't know if you remember me sending over to you guys or if you guys online saw, but there was a post made about a couple changes that the MLS was incorporating today. And one of those changes were whenever a review was going to occur, that the referee would speak it into, the broadcast and the
Like
stadium.
the NFL.
Yeah, just like the NFL. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So, listen, yeah, go ahead.
Alejandro said the defense played awesome today. Do you agree that it played awesome today?
I think the first
we scored on ourselves only, right?
Yeah, I mean, we scored on ourselves, but listen, it wasn't because our fucking team was in shambles the first 15 minutes.
That's because they were pressed. Well, that's another thing I talked about before you got on here. I talked about how pressing high is not in Nashville's DNA. It's just not. But it's to the point where everybody knows that's how Inter Miami struggles. So they went ahead and they pressed. And everybody is going to test that until we show that we can beat it. Solid, but not awesome. Okay, I'm good with that. They had 13 shots. They were either last or second to last in the league in shots taken. Today, they took 13 shots against us. Like, they were on our ass to start the game. And then at one point in the second half, they started pressing again.
Leonardo saying, just got back from the game. You still want Martino around. That was awful. No clue.
Well, Leonardo, that's right. You went to the game. We didn't get to see you. I don't know if he's being sarcastic because I didn't think that was that bad. Did you think it was bad? I didn't think
I
it was
didn't
that
think
bad.
it was. I didn't think it was that bad, but I think. Look, there's two things that stood out to me. One was how terrible we are against the press, and the fact that we have Nashville, which is one of the teams that never presses anyone, is really throwing us in a fucking blender. That's one, right? We couldn't even get out of our. It wasn't until Busquets came back and he's like, "I got to quarterback this." Then the other thing in terms, and I can't blame Tata for that really, because I mean he put out a lineup. He put out a lineup of what seemed to be a 4-4-2. No,
For a 4-3. Well,
a
I guess if you think
4-3-3.
that, I thought it was a 4-3-3 with Gomez playing up top. I think that they're giving Gomez the liberty of pushing up to the left wing, but also just roaming around. Like he's almost like a free flowing. Like it's almost like they have Messi and they're giving Diego a similar freedom to what they give Messi. Because Messi's positionless. Messi just creates wherever he's at. But Diego Gomez almost has like the liberty to just roam. Right? Like what the hell was he doing? Pressing all the way up high. I would assume it's because he was playing that left wing position. That's why he was there right before he got injured.
Well, and Joel's saying we look terrible, but we won. I am Jekka is out here drinking beers, so I mean we still won. So, good evening to you, Lucas. It's Lucas is saying you sound like you've been drinking the whole game.
No, I wasn't drinking, but I was yelling quite a bit. I'm telling you, we were giving it to Panico.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a Panico chant, and we were in the process of trying to start it, but then Diego Gomez got injured because Panico's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is a big piece of shit. How nervous is that guy, huh? Like, he must
he has
see
the perfect
Drake
last
calendar.
Name. He has the perfect last name.
He does. I mean, how can you play sports with that? Like, how can you be an athlete with that name, Panico? I don't know, man. This is a good question by Asif saying, is Gomez injury the next biggest loss after Messi? I don't know. I'd say Jordi Alba is pretty bigger than Gomez. Well, I mean,
because depends if you're talking about like everybody healthy, then Messi gets injured and Diego Gomez is the next one. I don't think so. But given the circumstances at this very moment, yes, I do, because we're also down Redondo. And Redondo, I remember when Redondo and Gomez were healthy with Busquets, I was like, wow, we have the best midfield by far in the league.
Absolutely.
In the league. And then Redondo went down. It's like, okay, we still have David Ruiz or Kremaki for Redondo, and we still have Gomez that's just covering like the whole pitch. But man, Gomez and Redondo now being out, that hurts. Like what happened when Jordi Alba went down? Just about everybody that knows who Negri is, except for Dennis, just about everybody was like, damn, it sucks. He's not as good as Alba, but we'll be all right. He can hold down the fort until Alba comes back. I don't feel the same way about Diego Gomez. There's no midfielder on this team that's going to give us what Diego Gomez gave us. Nobody.
Well, Robert Taylor can.
No, he cannot. He can't defend.
But his offensive capabilities are higher than his defensive capabilities.
Okay, but Diego gave us everything.
No, I don't do that. Don't do that either. You think Diego
Gomez was a true box-to-box midfielder?
You think Diego Gomez is better offensively than Robert Taylor?
He is better overall than Robert Taylor.
No. You see what you're doing? You're sprinkling your little magic there. I'm not accepting that. Is Diego Gomez better offensively than Robert Taylor?
If you had to start a team tomorrow and your first choice was between Diego Gomez and Robert Taylor, you're taking Robert Taylor? You're a fucking joke. Shut up. Don't even talk. Take this motherfucker off. Anyway, so let's keep going because I can't stand this guy right now. All right. So we went ahead and we got the second goal. No, our first goal was Messi. Messi scored that first goal. And at that point, it felt like, once we got that goal, oh, look at this. Alejandro, you're a piece of shit too. It looked like, because we gave up that goal so early, at no point did I panic. And when Messi scored that first goal, I think it was a pass from Luis Suarez to Messi, ran it down the left side, took the shot. Did you ever find out who was trailing?
Well, I mean, I thought it was Gomez, but I don't know. I'm not gonna double check either.
Yeah, because you don't want to find out that it was Gomez, because Gomez gives us a little bit of everything.
It might have been Cello. It might have been Tata.
Well, Messi took that shot. It was blocked, deflected, and of course, Gomez, the machine, was trailing, took the shot. It was blocked also, landed back on Messi's feet, and Messi finished it. At that point, it's the 11th minute. I have no doubt that we're winning that game at that point. At no point.
And
So
Jay, why you gotta unleash the recipe here, Jason? Come on, who's Romez?
and now you know who controls the chat more than anything.
I mean, look, I see a Taylor here.
Yeah, go pick and choose.
I see a Taylor right here. There you go, Dennis.
No, Dennis.
Let's go, baby.
Dennis. There has to be a way to ban Dennis.
Let's go. You're not banning Dennis. I will unban Dennis. Don't you dare.
This is ridiculous.
Don't you dare.
Just real quick. For those of you that didn't make it out to the game, this is what they were giving out. What are these?
Oh,
These
yeah.
are like
I got
little koozies. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I guess. What do you think about that giveaway?
I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess, right?
I want to tell you something. I got two.
I also got this.
I got like 45 of them pieces of shits.
Okay, but that means that they're giving them out.
They give that shit out in the free fan zone like all the time. Like, who cares?
That's where I got it.
Yeah, I mean, the little koozies. Let me tell you a little story. I got two of them off one gate, and oh my gosh, I got two off of one gate, and then I went to another gate and I tried to grab another. My son had a koozie in the bottle. The kid looked at me, gave me one, and then he looked at my son's bottle and he's like hesitant to give me the other one. Like, dude, you got like 700 on your damn table, bro. Just give it to me.
You should have turned them down. I was turning them down because they kept offering them. I was like, no, I'm good. I already got one.
No, the guy with me was counting them like he's counting McDonald's sauces.
No. Chris, are you scared of Danny? Hang the pick already. Why haven't you hung that pick already? You literally show it every episode. You're like, hey, look, here's Robert Taylor. But just hang the thing up already.
You know what? Because I want to keep it close. onto other news. Mitch, this is beautiful right here. I'm in my bag. The Knickerbockers won today, baby. Are you kidding me? We're undefeated in the playoffs. What?
I have look at what's going on here. Let me see if I can get this picture up there. You guys see that? You guys see that? That's Mr. KBD not paying attention to Messi on the pitch, watching the sorry ass Knicks on his phone.
Listen, I had to multitask. Yes, like McDonald's sauces by City Lucas. Yes.
Does anyone know when Redondo is coming back? I believe they said 6 to 8 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks. I would assume by June. I would assume he'd be back hopefully first or second week of June. I do think that we'll see Ian Frey soon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be a big-time help for us, a big depth piece, because I don't think he's going to be starting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he'll start over Aviles or Freire, but big-time depth piece. And Campana has been training also, so I think Campana might be coming back soon also.
Hey, guys, support the channel, guys. Like and subscribe so I can buy a couple nails for the Great Wall of Taylor.
All right, go ahead, Chris. You can keep going with the rundown. This show's been all over the place.
Well, so I didn't get a chance to take a look at exactly how the the scoring breakdown was. I think the first score
was Negri in the 2nd minute, own goal, and then Messi scored in the 11th minute, which was the shot. Then Gomez trailing shot, and then Messi rebound, put it away. And then we had the second Inter Miami goal, which was Gomez stealing the ball from Panico, because Gomez is that guy.
Crossing it.
That you never give enough credit to. Crossing it, earning a corner kick eventually. And then as Diego Gomez is on the floor crying, they take the corner kick. Busquets scores his first goal as an Inter Miami player, and everybody's
Beautiful header.
celebrating. And let me tell you something. I started celebrating that goal, but I couldn't keep going because I felt like you literally look down for our seats and you
he's
just
dying.
see Diego Gomez there in tears, and everybody, like, the fireworks are going off, the music's banging, the
And
players
he's
are
literally
celebrating,
crying.
and then he's literally crying there. I was like, man,
Yeah.
this is messed up. So, but yes, that was the second goal.
And then the third goal was the
PK.
penalty by Messi. I thought in terms of, I mean, aside from those goals, because that was a good corner, and then Busquets had a really good head on to get us the goal, which of course is mustered up by Diego Gomez and his hustle. Yes, Diego was crying tears of joy because if it wasn't for his hustle, we wouldn't have gotten that corner, and it was an awesome play. Listen,
yeah, but it doesn't show up in the statistics. That's why you don't like him.
No, it's not that it doesn't show up. Look, I've been giving him the credit. I've been giving him the credit.
You still haven't even written the apology letter.
I have the apology letter right here. It'll be on paper soon, notarized. Okay, header and footer.
I'm not sure if this is a serious question, so I'm just going to answer just in case it is serious. Who is Honey Mustard? That is what we call.
He's the guy that was caught in the. He was the guy that was caught in the study with the wrench. I don't know if that's going to go over everybody's head, but
it went over mine.
Well, and that means you suck at life and you don't like board games.
No, I guess
See
not.
if anybody catches it.
It's Hani Mokhtar, their player, but some people, because of his name, refer to him as Honey Mustard instead of Hani Mokhtar.
Boom.
Who the hell plays
Guys,
Clue?
What do you mean who plays Clue? That's the best board game of all time.
Is that even considered a board game?
It's not. Well, Stancy, I'm not saying you guys are nerds. It's not a nerd game. I don't do nerd stuff.
Oh, he's so cool. I'm sorry, Chris is such a cool guy. Oh, no nerd stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Come on.
Only cool stuff for Chris. Cool Chris.
I don't know about Candyland being the best board game.
I think Checkers is the best board game.
How is Checkers better than chess, bro? How is Checkers better than chess?
Okay, first of all, I have a question for you. Why would chess be better? I'm not saying it's not. Why would it be better?
Chess is better because you're like outsmarting your opponent. Like checkers, you just go boom, boom. And then you're like, king me, because you just got lucky and got a double jump on somebody.
I bet you I'd murder you in checkers.
I don't play checkers, bro. I'll destroy you in checkers, but I'll dominate you in chess.
I haven't played chess since I was in elementary school, so I don't remember how to play chess. So that's why I can't talk shit about chess right now. But checkers, because it's simple, I could just jump on like I never forgot, and I'll whoop your ass.
This is a good one by Kevin.
What about this one?
I mean, but that's
I never played that.
We need multiple parties. You've never played this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, get out of here, man. I don't believe you.
I swear I never played that.
We probably played that at some point.
You know what it is?
We were at a party with teenagers.
Yeah, no, it's more of a Miami thing, probably. There you go. Appreciate you, Yamila.
You know what? I mean, you want to believe in this guy? Forget about it. Your money's gone already. All
right. So go ahead. We're getting off track here.
I did like the play, and before I go ahead and bring up my thought, Asif is mentioning my first live chat for a while. Thank you for the special Super Slam shout out. 4:47 a.m. here off the bed, still gutted about CCC, but nice to have the win streak. Let's keep it going.
Appreciate you, Asif.
Yeah, and Jekka, no. I didn't mention playing together. I said because him and I used to hang out as teenagers and at parties and stuff. So I imagine that we had people playing with around us.
I never played that game.
No,
I think that game is gross.
I mean, it is gross, but like when you're a kid, you do gross things.
Not me. I didn't do anything gross when I was a
What
kid.
do you mean you don't do gross things as a kid?
Because I guess I was a nerd. You were a cool guy. Cool
I mean,
people do.
I didn't say I was a cool guy. I just wasn't
You're
playing.
a cool guy. Yeah, let's play spin the bottle. Let's go make out with anybody.
I wasn't making out with anybody.
Disgusting.
Listen,
All right.
all I know is that, and let me tell you something. Hold on, Jekka. Listen, I don't mind gay people either. I'll make out with Danny. No problems.
How did this turn
that's
into gay
recorded.
people? What happened? When did that come out? Did we say that we don't like gay people?
No. It's because she said that we were as teenagers playing.
Got you.
In the bottle. So.
Oh yeah, Chris has at least one of those, possibly both.
Oh my goodness, what an allegation!
All right, let's get back on topic. All right, let's see. So Diego Gomez injured, on came Alfonso, and like you said, everybody's jumping on the Alfonso train. I think everybody's really happy with how he's looked so far in the early part of his career, really, right? Because he just started as a professional now. I mean, I'm happy with what I saw from Alfonso. David Ruiz looked pretty good. There was a point there where we thought that he was grabbing at his hamstring. And let me tell you something. If he's grabbing at his hamstring and we have another hamstring injury, like all jokes aside, we need a full
investigation.
100%. Because we had Xavier. If you're not following him, Xavier what's his? Oh man, I forgot what is that his Twitter handle? Well, I don't know. I don't remember what his Twitter handle is, but he put out the injury report. There was 8 players on there. Literally half of them were out for a hamstring injury. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're having that many muscular injuries, there's something going on with the training. You're either training them too hard or not training them like something. Like, this cannot be a coincidence where everybody's getting their hamstring tore up. So, but David Ruiz finished the game, so maybe we were just seeing things. I don't know. But that was a fear of mine. But if another hamstring injury happens, there's something going on.
Well, I think what and Satan could be our medic. That is absolutely something that can be probably confirmed at some point. Alfonso, I'll tell you, I think he's falling into the same trap that a lot of the younger guys had to fall through when Neville was the coach, because Tata made a real good point on the post-game press conference where he said, unfortunately, I have all these injuries. If I had a full team, then I can be able to speak differently. But I have all these injuries. And so now I'm bringing on guys from the academy who should be getting their experience little by little and just thrusting them into Team 1 stuff. And not just thrusting them into the game, but that they're literally playing over 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Replacing people that are supposed to be your stars. But because of the constraint that the league has given to the teams, you're left with playing players who you shouldn't be playing or starting.
But to
for a long time.
Oh, you know what was one of our issues with our training staff is the fact that you have Steve Aoki as one of your trainers. Like, he does this as a side hustle. He's like DJing full time, and then he comes on Saturdays and trains us. Like, you can't have Steve Aoki as your trainer and expect our guys to be good.
I wish I left my phone charging. I wish I would have sent the picture over of Steve Aoki. And look, I think one of the biggest things is like what Tata said. You'd like to hope that you bring up your academy players in the right way and get them smoothly transitioned in the Team 1 business. But then if you really think about it, you overstress a lot of these older guys. They start getting hamstring injuries. Then you're bringing in these new guys that are coming from the academy and finally getting 30, 40, 50 minutes a game. They're going to get overstressed. So you're going to have a ton of people that are going to have a shit ton of hamstring injuries.
Yeah, I mean, I said in Argentina, we have the same problem with that injury. I think the pitch plays a part in that too. That's interesting. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but now I'm kind of curious to go back and see if these hamstring injuries all occurred while playing at Chase Stadium. So I'm going to look into that, see when these injuries happen. Maybe there is something to it, but I've never heard of that before.
Well, and Trukutu, Borgelin played an excellent game today. Had a quadruple header game.
Were you
So
surprised that when Suarez came off, that it was Kremaki that came in for him?
no.
I,
I think that was more of like a defensive ploy thing. Like, let's just hunker down and not attack.
I
Because
would have put in Borgelin at that point.
because isn't Alfonso technically like a forward winger or something? Isn't
Uh,
Alfonso's position like a winger or a forward?
yeah.
So
I'm
he
sorry.
would essentially be your striker.
I see that Tony said that he needs help, but I tried to scroll up to see what he's talking about. I don't know what he needs help with. Maybe you can figure out what he needs help with. Yeah, well, yes, he plays left wing, and he's played it well. I mean, I guess technically he could fill in as a striker, I guess, if you want that, like you said, to just hunker down defensively and just have him as a lone forward. I mean, the game was almost over when he came off anyway, so it didn't make a big difference. But I thought it would
Yeah.
have been nice to get Borgelin to run around. I don't know. Poor guy never gets to play.
Well, I
So
just went through the last 15 minutes of messages and I didn't find anything. So, Tony, if something is really going on, message us immediately.
and then I did see that Matias Rojas was at the game. I believe they asked Tata about it, and he kind of just Heisman the question. So, but yeah, I mean, he's going to be a part of the team. Who goes in order for him to join? I don't know. I've heard some speculation. Robbie Robinson. I don't know. Maybe.
I want to talk a little bit about Robbie Robinson. I brought up to you earlier that I'm really starting to feel bad for Robbie Robinson. Like, are you guys in the chat feeling bad for Robbie Robinson at this point? That he can't get on this field and he can't compete?
I think everybody feels bad for him as a human. Like I think it sucks. But like as a fan, like he's never really. And it sounds cold, right? But I'm talking about strictly just as a fan of the team.
Business,
Like
yeah.
He's never really performed for us because he's always been injured. So if his spot is taking up the spot of somebody that can actually play and help us, then no, not really. But as a human, yes, I do feel bad for the kid because I feel like he has showed promise when he has gotten on there, but he just can't stay healthy. So I do feel bad for him. I mean, he was our first ever draft pick. He's the only one that's been with us. Is he the only player that's been with us since the very beginning of our first season? Off the top of my head, God, I don't know if Drake was, because I know Drake started playing the second season. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'd say,
so I feel for him.
Well, I mean, other than him, I mean, Ulloa was, I think, the last person, no?
Yeah, but
or wasn't it Pizarro?
Anymore.
And then Pizarro's gone. This is a player that I definitely need to see go, because the only time I've ever seen him is on FIFA, and I've never seen him ever play ever. Valencia.
And I've seen a few people asking us if we have any updates on the Diego Gomez injury. We do not. We do not have any updates.
I'm looking all over the place.
From when, like I said, it happened right in front of us. We saw him, one, crying, and two, it looked like he was holding his ankle.
Yeah.
So it was either an ankle or the calf. But it looked like he was holding his ankle. Hopefully not his Achilles, because if it's his Achilles, he's done for the year. So hopefully he did, because I saw somebody in the chat say that he got stepped on. So if he got stepped on, then he'd probably be good in a week or two. If that's all it was. He just got stepped on pretty badly, or maybe a sprain. But hopefully it's nothing serious.
Adarsh is already trying to get us in the quicksand.
MVP debate?
I think that at this point, we need to see Robinson go, Valencia go. Taylor has to stay. Even though the team can literally probably get the more bang for their buck, dealing Taylor. Taylor at this point is the guy. Taylor or Franco Panko.
But why would Taylor, like, I used to think that Taylor might go, but when I see how much he gets paid, I think that for what we're getting, I don't think that that he's going anywhere. And Jekka, just so you know, I used to play a lot. I don't play as much anymore, but Chris is constantly playing. EA.
I don't constantly play. I play like 2-3 times every 2 weeks.
A day.
No, not a day. Are you crazy? Come on, I don't have time like that. I wish.
Well,
as a matter of fact, you know, it's a good thing that you put that message up, guys. This week coming up, I am willing to play at least 2-3 games this week. So if anybody wants to play, you guys can play me. I'll work out something. We'll figure something out, some way to get this done, I guess, by Monday. And then we'll play a couple games. I'm not that great.
We had talked about just playing against people or playing against each other and talking shit to each other, and then just streaming it on YouTube.
But Danny is fucking boring.
But yes, but I don't.
That's what you
really,
said. I didn't say that.
But I don't really talk. Yeah, but it's true. Like the watch-alongs and playing video, like I'm pretty quiet when I do things. So
well, too bad.
I don't think I would be very entertaining. But Chris can talk to himself for hours. So
I mean, but would you guys watch a game with Danny and I playing each other, and then you just see Danny there, like focused?
Or you could play against Jack, or I'm sure there's plenty of people. Look, Florida man, what system? PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
I don't have like Xbox. I don't play on this computer. Even though I play against people on computer, and I'll tell you right now, I can guarantee you people on the computer are fucking cheaters.
I don't even know what that means. Why would they be cheating?
Because when you play them, they come out with a little computer symbol. All right, well, we're getting off too much.
Yeah,
sorry.
Look, Crab says Gressel ain't leaving. Gressel is not leaving. Gressel, Tata likes Gressel. Tata also likes Toto.
Yes.
All right. So, Luis Suarez, what do you think about Luis Suarez today?
I thought he played pretty well. I think there was only one play where he messed up, like on a pass. I think there was only one play where he messed up on a pass. I think it was like a cross to him. But other than that, I think that honestly, I think he's been playing very well. I think he's actually been very aggressive, even somewhat pitched in defensively today.
Oh, and actually, and Joe Rocco just asked a question. It is confirmed this is his ankle, and it was swollen. I mean, he was in pain. He was in pain.
Probably a bone, maybe fractured it.
All right.
I was just putting it up.
Yeah. So this is a question I was going to ask you. Are you guys surprised that Messi took the penalty kick? I was. I thought that he was going to give it to Suarez.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
I was surprised because and I think we talked about this at some point, even before the kick. I think that he should have given it to Suarez. But
I don't know
maybe
if he should have, but I thought he would.
Yeah, but and Jack is mentioning a good comment here, though. He wants those goals now because he knows that Luis Suarez is bagging him up.
Messi has literally 8 Ballon d'Ors. I don't think he cares about the MLS Golden Boot.
Yeah. I'm not a rager guy, by the way, Joe. Controllers are too expensive for me to rage.
That's true. All right.
I just talk a lot.
Do we have anything else to talk about? Let's see. McNaughton didn't do much.
He got injured.
Him. And then Panico also was nice to see him do poorly.
And he got subbed off. You know what it is? As a goalie, you get subbed off. Like, that's how terrible that you do. You do so bad, you have to get subbed off.
Was he injured, though?
No. His heart and his confidence was injured, probably. Because he has nightmares of Drake Calendar.
Messi doesn't need goals to be the goal. Absolutely not. Well, I was just surprised because I thought since he had already gotten on the scoreboard, I thought that he's like, all right, I got one already. And then I already got an assist, right? Because Messi got the assist for the second goal. So I got a goal and assist. Luis Suarez had an assist because he assisted on that first goal. Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe he'll give
the goal to Suarez.
Yeah. And so I was surprised. I'm not hating it, but I was very surprised. But all in all, how are you feeling after this game?
Look, I mean, I feel good about it. I mean, bringing up the starting 11, I felt like Negri played like how a person that is coming back into form played. He played decent enough. I think that he's getting better, right? I mean, that's a good thing, especially out of your left back that's replacing a really good Jordi Alba. You have Weigand, Chelo, he did phenomenal to me. He other than I guess Diego Gomez would be the man of the match. All right. I mean, it's easy to give it to Messi, guys. So please don't destroy me because I'm not giving it to Messi. But just looking at the starting lineup here, to me, the standout was Chelo. Busquets played pretty good. He was sort of a catalyst in the back to take off some of the pressure. Aviles and Freire played pretty well as well. Nothing crazy to cry home about. Aviles, I think, played better than Freire. Ruiz played good. Nothing crazy. Nothing standoutish. Everybody played fairly well, Danny. I can't really mention. I mean, maybe if I ask the chat who played the worst, I think we might get a lot of Gressel. We might get.
He was, yeah.
That's the only player that I see on this starting 11 right here that would get any flack.
Yeah, Gressel. He just disappears sometimes to me. But I'd rather him disappear and not, because there's some games that I get frustrated because he gives the ball away a lot, and he didn't do that today. So at least he didn't give the ball away. But yeah. Comments coming in. Gressel. I see one person say Suarez.
Ooh, but Suarez with a question mark. It's like, what? Suarez? Maybe?
Because maybe Suarez. I don't know. I don't think Suarez played a bad game. He didn't do much. But you know what? To start the game, nobody up top was touching the ball because they kept pressing us. Like, there was no way to get out of our own half. But I didn't think Suarez played a bad game. There was one play in which the ball looked like it was going to roll out of bounds, and Chelo hauled his ass to save the ball, and he did. And then he crossed it, and there was nobody there. And Suarez apologized to Chelo because he should have made that run. But him and probably most of us did not think that Chelo would get to it. And he did. He crossed it. And then Suarez apologized afterwards because he should have been there to receive that cross.
Well, and that is the same play that I'm talking about, where I think that's the only really bad thing that Suarez did. But mind you, again, to bring up the importance of Chelo, on that same play, that was the play where he was dragging ass from the last player on the pitch, runs back to his defensive side, and blocks a goal that could have possibly, put us in a hole. So,
yeah,
for those of you who think that Chelo did not do good, please, we're not going to criticize you or anything. Just watch the game again, watch it in its entirety, and just focus a little bit more on Chelo. And he's a new guy, so like we're going to be hard on him as well. But for the most part, he played pretty well. He made me forget about Yedlin like this. Forget about Yedlin.
I will say, and I feel great about the win. We've only lost 2 games all year. We're 5-3-2 now. We're still top of the East. The Red Bulls are currently winning 1-0, so they also will be tied with us. And we've played one more game than them, so technically they should be in first place, but whatever. But I will tell you that next week, and we're going to talk about it obviously during the week because we have a couple episodes to do during the week. But I would be okay, and I know it probably won't happen. Hopefully it does. I would be okay if just they put up the whole IMCF2 roster and just let them play next week. Or let Borgen play. Let everybody that usually doesn't get playing time play. We are playing in New England. And for those of you that are new to MLS, you go watch the MCF2 team. Who cares? For those of you that are not familiar with New England, historically the worst stadium, the worst pitch in the MLS. Consistently, players are getting injured in that stadium. It's turf. It's horrible. And I think the last 2 times we played up there, we've lost players to ACL injuries. Please do not play Messi over there. Do not play Luis Suarez over there. Do not play Busquets over there. Like, please just keep. And I know that there's a chance that we'll still have some of these players play. I really hope that Messi does not play next week. Like, there's no point for him to play on turf, especially that turf. I don't want to play on any turf. But If he has to play on turf, do not play in New England. New England is a horrible, horrible field. They constantly have players getting injured there. There's no reason to play any of our stars in that stadium. So, and the reason I bring this up, and again, we're going to talk about it throughout the week, and I'm sure it'll be a talking point throughout the week. But New England, we played against Nashville. Nashville is the second worst team in the league right now. You know who the worst team is? New England.
New England, yep.
New England has scored 5 goals all year. They have a goal differential of -9. New England is horrible. They are horrible. Meaning that even if we play with the IMCF2 team, I think there's a chance we could pull off at least a draw. We can get a draw. I'm okay losing that game. I don't care. Just do not put Messi on that pitch. That's all I'm saying. Luis Suarez either. Busquets either. Jordi Alba's already not playing.
Let me tell you, Moon Man, you're saying you feel bad for the New England fans. I was looking at tickets because realistically, I want to fly to Boston to go watch that game. And the tickets right now are super high. And if they're too high, I'm just not going to go. But I feel bad for these people paying over $200-300 a seat to go watch.
They should know that we're not going to have star players playing on that shitty pitch.
I mean, there's guys that are on this bench that might not even play.
Look, and you know what? What's the biggest reason I wouldn't want players to play? And I'm sure on Monday, and I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up to see how many injuries outside of Inter Miami, just in general, have occurred in that stadium. Because I promise you, they probably leave the league. And I would put almost bet on it. Yeah. But you know what's the biggest reason I wouldn't want anybody playing on that pitch next week? Because the way things have gone this season, as far as injuries are concerned, obviously there's an issue here. Our players are constantly getting injured. Why put them in a position to get injured further? And foreign student said on TV, they said that New England changed the game to another stadium. If that's the case, then that's fine. Yeah, that's fine if that's the case. But the chances of them moving it from a large stadium that's going to sell out because Messi is going to be advertised, which is almost 70,000 people, to move it to a smaller stadium, I doubt it. I doubt that they'll do that, but maybe. Usually they go to bigger stadiums because Messi's in town, not the smaller stadiums.
Well, and I want to talk a little about this comment here by Moonman saying Sunderland isn't good enough to be a starter. Listen, I think Sunderland is fucking fire, bro. I think he's good. I like Sunderland a lot. As a young kid on this team, and he's down to just throw bodies.
And yes, I'm talking about Gillette Stadium. For Ungandi is asking if I'm talking about Gillette Stadium. I am talking about Gillette Stadium.
Guys, right now on Ticketmaster, I'm looking it up as we speak. The game is still in Foxborough, Massachusetts at Gillette Stadium on April 27th at 7:30.
And I'm sure that it's sold out, so I really doubt that they would change it. But
last time it's not sold out. There's still tickets.
Messi had to play in Atlanta, and he didn't play. Now, the thing is, and we always bring it up, that Messi's never lost an MLS game that he started, except for Charlotte, the last game of the year. And I thought he wouldn't play because that game did not matter. And because it was turf, but they let him play. And he played, but if you watch that game back, he walked around. And I know we usually say that he walks and picks when he's going to run. Like, he walked. Like, he was he was not playing balls to the wall Messi because that game didn't matter at that point. It was a pointless game because the season was already over. We didn't make the playoffs. And I think he did it to please the fans, which is awesome of him that he would do that. But right now, the game does matter. So
it does matter. And well, this is a good point by Mr. Krabs saying Messi played in Charlotte on turf, but it was a meaningless game.
Yeah, he wasn't busting his butt. That's the only game that he's actually lost when in the MLS is that Charlotte game when starting.
Yeah, Gillette Stadium, that's just obviously it's just a sponsor, Rohan, but it's a football field, an American football field primarily. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even in American football, even in American football, a lot of guys get injured as well. Same sort of injury. So
I really hope that on Monday we hear that Messi randomly is nursing like he's sore or
a
whatnot.
tweak.
Like, yeah, we start hearing that on Monday. Don't get scared. I think they're just setting it up to maybe not have him play on Saturday. So if you hear that all of a sudden out of nowhere, like, oh, Messi has a little tweak, we didn't see him in practice today. Maybe they're just setting it up to save him, because I wouldn't put him out there if I had that call. All right, so we thank you guys, because I mean I feel like we have anything else, Chris.
Tickets are the cheapest, $178 to go to Boston.
178
to go to the game.
Okay.
No, to go to the
Even
game
flight.
for the ticket.
Okay. Yeah. Once you hear that Messi has he's a little sore on Monday, those tickets will drop.
It's gonna be like $40-$30 max.
Look, I want to win every game, but I don't know. I'd rather not try that, but we'll see. And Moonman, we really appreciate that. That's awesome. We really appreciate you. And one more time, I want to apologize to the guy in the Argentina jersey who saw me at halftime. Again, I know I was really short with you, but I was trying to get to my wife during that madness of halftime. But I appreciate you saying that you listen to the podcast and you support us. I usually don't want to be short with anybody. I love chopping it up with you guys and matching some names to the commenters.
Yeah, man.
But again,
and if you guys come up to us, let us know what your name is, so that way we can, like Danny said, match a face to a listener here. So much appreciated, you guys.
But yeah. All right. Any final words, Chris? We'll be back on Monday.
Yeah.
And yes, my wife is the one that's pregnant. That's why I had to rush to her, because she was pregnant and she was making the line for the Bustelo. She got ahead of me. And I did not know that Boosie's wife was also pregnant. I knew Drake's was. Okay. But yes. So that's why I had to run off. But again, I felt bad that I was so short. Any final words, Chris?
Smash the like button, guys. Please.
That's
it.
It
Helps us out.
We'll be back on Monday, probably to talk a little more turf, and we'll see what else we cook up for Monday's show. And yeah, and that's about it. So if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you wait, one more thing, Chris, did you notice, and anybody else that was at the game, did you guys notice how strict the security was with everybody around? They were not allowing anybody to take a picture, like to stand there and take a picture. Because we sit pretty close to the front, and whenever anybody would walk out to where the field is, usually people like to take a picture. They were not allowing anybody to take a picture. As soon as they saw somebody pull out a phone, it's like, no, you got to keep walking. I thought that was kind of messed up.
I think it's because they use that as like a decoy to just run on the field.
But you know what? Even when they were up in the stands, like if you were standing anywhere near the stairs and taking a picture, they'd be like, hey, you got to go to your seats. And it's like, man, some of these people are like traveling from other places. They're only going to be at the stadium one time. I don't know. I felt kind of bad. So
I mean, Jason's mentioning that Chase Stadium got fined because of poor security against Tigres.
Oh, I mean, well, they obviously stepped up their game today. I just thought that it was a little over the top because they were not allowing people to take any pictures. And I'm like, man, that sucks, because some of these people only make it out to Chase Stadium once. They make it out. It's special. Let them take a decent picture. So, I thought that was a little over the top. But I get it to an extent. But, like, my God, like a couple seconds. Like, I literally took a step out of because I sit on the aisle. I took a step out. And my wife went to take a picture, and they're like, no, you got to move. I'm like, dude, I'm literally next to my chair. But, you know, I get it if they got to buckle up. But, man, I thought it was a little over the top. All right.
Before you do your outro, Mitch says that if he runs into me, he's going to give me a Stone Cold Stunner, no words. Fun story is that in middle school, Danny and I would run in PE and give other people and each other Stone Cold Stunners all the freaking time.
Yeah. All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And if you want some merch, betterfans.com. we have very unique merch. So go ahead and, click on there and get some stuff. And for those of you in the chat, as always, we appreciate you hanging out with us. You guys, as always, are the best part of the show. We appreciate you waiting for Chris to get home because he took forever today, but you guys stuck it out with us. So happy Sunday, because it is now officially April 21st. Yes. So we'll see you guys again on Monday. So until the next one, have a good one.
The day after.